this morning. Are you satisfied with Communications Minister Stella Ndabeni-Abrams' apology, or should she face further consequences for blocking journalists from covering a protest at an ANC manifesto launch in the Eastern Cape over the weekend? So that, of course, catching the imagination and a lot of talk on social media over the weekend. What are your thoughts? At Morning Live, SABC is how you can get in touch with us. Do let us know what your thoughts are on that. And of course, we'll share your views later on in the show. All right, moving on to our stories of the day. And these are some of the big ones that we will be tracking for you today. Now, the Commission of Inquiry into allegations of state capture, that will resume in Parktown, Johannesburg today, with former ANC Member of Parliament Faki Mentor returning to the stand for cross-examination. Also, a memorial service will be held today for the 4 learners who died at the Driehoek Hoërskool last week. Outgoing Tshwane Executive Mayor Salim Simanga is today expected to formally vacate his office following his resignation to focus on his Gauteng Premiership campaign. Those some of the big stories that we'll be following. There are, of course, more, and we will be following those throughout the day. All right, seemingly we don't have the trending topics ready, but apparently hashtag Stella, that's the Minister of Communications, and of course that relates to our question of the day as well. And perhaps if you missed it, this is some of what went down. So as you can see there, a hand over the camera lens. And that hand is the hand of the Minister of Communications, Stella Ndabeni-Abrams, trying to block the SABC crew there from showing the protest or the disruption that was going on there at that particular event of the African National Congress at the manifesto launch. And so we're asking you this morning because many people were talking about a harp back to censorship and the fact that as the Minister of Communications, she should know better. And what are your thoughts on what has happened? Do you think that the apology that she issued is enough? Or do you believe that there should be a further censure in this regard for the Minister of Communications? At Morning Live, SABC, let us know your views. All right, and apparently we have them now. There you go. Hashtag Ndabeni-Abrams, that's Stella Ndabeni-Abrams, Minister. Also the Grammys, as we heard there in the news, hashtag the Grammys. Let's take a look at what went down there. Some of the artists who are coming in and the outfits. Well, that hat there by Jennifer Lopez, must admit I haven't seen any of it. Was planning to do so later today. There's Lady Gaga. And as you can see, quite interesting, very, very interesting, some of these outfits being strutted there on the red carpet. So those are some visuals from earlier on at the Grammy Awards. Ooh, Heidi Klum. What are those? Wings? I don't know. But just some of the fashion that was up on the red carpet today. And all right, let's move on to the next one. Hashtag Eskom. And of course, Eskom for load shedding, right back in it. And we are told that this would be the norm until at least July. So not sure what you are making of all of this. And of course, we will be having an interview later on the show where we'll talk about Eskom. We'll speak to Sizwe Pamla from Kosatu and Kanti Pai and focusing on the unbundling of Eskom that has been mooted and whether that is the way to go to get us out of this mess that Eskom finds itself in. So Eskom trending for the load shedding and the unbundling issues amongst others. All right, the Soweto Derby, Kaizer Chiefs and Orlando Pirates playing to a 1-1 draw on Saturday. And I must say, I actually watched it and it was better than some of the derbies in recent times. Maybe because Chiefs came to the party, you know, like they actually played. They actually played as though they cared. But this was the one that went down on the weekend. And yeah, some people would say, yeah, another derby draw. So this is how it played out, 1-1. And the penalty, of course, that Chiefs got was also widely criticized. I don't know why. The rules say contact. It doesn't say a little bit of contact, a lot of contact. There was contact. The man went down. Penalty. And of course, Tim Nkosi Lorch there with a great equalizer for Pirates. So that was the Soweto derby over the weekend. And Man City. I tell you, there's a member of the crew here who shall only be named Seriti this morning. He must be in serious mourning. Heartfelt sympathy to you this morning. Man City, of course, giving Chelsea half a dozen of the best. All of six, no reply from Chelsea. So Seriti, Zandile, Dubazana, all the others who watch, who are Chelsea fans, our heartfelt sympathy to you this morning. Really, I'm just glad it's not Arsenal. Let me just tell you that, because I don't know if I'd be able to survive. But all the Chelsea fans, I feel for you guys, and we've even pipped you there to 5th place. So it's sad for Chelsea this morning. So guys, I feel you. I feel your pain. I know this as a Guna, so it does get better. So those are your trending topics this morning. And with that, let's find out what's happening in commuter news. And it's been raining in parts of the country, some parts of Johannesburg, not all parts, because I drove from bone dry into a wet area. So let's find out from Rob Byrne what's actually happening and how this is affecting our commutes this morning. Hi, Rob.
Hey, good morning, SK. Good morning, South Africa. Yeah, you're right. Let's get up and have a look. Here's a little look at what's going on eastern Joburg side. East of Joburg, picture on the left is the N12 at Boksburg. Picture on the right, the N17 around the Wadeville area. So you can see wet roads and vehicles already crashing. So please slow down, lights on if it's wet where you are, and just perhaps get going a little bit earlier this morning if you're certainly around that sort of eastern half of Joburg where the rain is coming, and it will just add a bit of extra travel time to your trip this morning. All right, away from Joburg, crashing as well in Durban. Here's a look at the N2. This is northbound just after Spaghetti Junction on the run through to Umgeni Road. So if you're on that N2 north this morning, that's going to be slow for a while. And also coming southbound from Umgeni Road down to Spaghetti Junction, where the big volume comes every morning. Motorists are going to be slow having a look at that. So that bit between Spaghetti Junction and Umgeni Road is going to be a busy one this morning. All right, you might have seen this. Just before we get to Cape Town, just a note for train users in Joburg, particularly on the Soweto corridor. There's electrical failure at Naledi, so that's going to add some extra disruption, extra travel time, extra delays to train services through Soweto area this morning. And then this is what you might have seen on the roads around Cape Town and the approaches across the end of last week and maybe the weekend. No, we're not at war, nothing like that, but it's the SANDF that have come from points across the country into Cape Town for the big Armed Forces Day, which kicks off from the 16th to the 21st. So as you drive around Cape Town, maybe you'd seen that, you're wondering what was going on, and you might see some movements during this week as well, leading up to the weekend when the activities begin. It's a jam-packed week and a jam-packed program for the Defence Force in Cape Town. So you can check it out on Twitter at SANDF Corp Events. You can get all the full details of what they've got in store for Cape Town at their Armed Forces Day. Well worth having a look at. All right. From the roads and the rails and army tanks and vehicles, let's get a weather update. More on that rain. Good morning, sister.